Hey, house guests! Welcome to today's Big Brother 26 updates and spoilers, and also episode 38 chat. Oh my god. So, I told you guys, because there was an episode last night and we could not cover it last night, I'm going to be talking about it today. Before we jump into it, our house guests of the day are Lysandra Miller, Elena Huser, and Al Wills 82. Thank you all so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate you all so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, we only have one day left. Oh my god. So I did go through and comb through our patrons over on Patreon. So hopefully with tomorrow's spoiler, I will have gotten all of you in who have supported us over on Patreon this summer, fall, whatever. So thank you all so much. And I also wanted to thank Sheena. What are the numbers here? I'm not sure what the numbers are. Sheena US 48. Because Sheena's got multiple screen names, so I get confused. But Sheena US 48. I want to thank you for your super chat yesterday. Unfortunately, it came in like right after I ended the stream, so I wasn't able to thank you yesterday. But he wanted to know who is my favorite showmance from the season. I'm gonna have to go with Tucker and Rubina, right? I thought they were a little cringe at times, like when they made their announcement of their love after the halfway party when they like busted into the room and like made out with each other in front of everyone. I thought that was a bit much and not very smart game wise, but I do think that they have a very genuine connection, and I'm excited for them. I think they're really cute together, so I'd love to see where that goes after the show is over. I don't even know if there technically were any other showmances. We're going to get into that in the episode recap because, of course, there is a segment on the season's showmances. So I feel like I want to start with the episode recap because just in case anybody is here just for that and they don't want to have the results of certain competitions spoiled, I don't want to ruin that for you guys. So if you are just watching for the episode, let's go through that first, and then when we're done, you can X out of here and I will go ahead and talk about the spoilers with the spoiler squad. So let's talk about episode 38. It's the clip show, and I'm not going to go too much in depth with all this because it's a clip show, right? Oh, my sister's calling. Oh no. Hopefully she'll call my mom. I don't want to go too much in depth with all this because there's only so much you can say, right? It starts feeling like Chris Farley on SNL when he's asking, like, do you remember the time that Mackenzie fell on the stairs? Wow, that was awesome. And that was really funny. Now that we know that she's okay, like, that one was pretty funny. But again, there's only so much you can say. So last time, Mackenzie evicted Rubina after Chelsea convinced her to do it. It was not a great move for Mackenzie. She said in the diary room that she wanted to stay loyal to Chelsea and Cam since they've been working together for quite a while now. It was like day 40 something. They really started working together. But like in reality, she's calling me again on Snapchat. Need to turn this phone over. In reality, Chelsea convinced Mackenzie to do this because Chelsea knew that this would be better for her game. If she's in the final three with Mackenzie and Cam, they are both going to take her to the final two. That's a big deal, right? If Rubina was in the final three, who knows what she would do? Maybe she does take Mackenzie to the end. And she did say in her exit interview with Julie that she would take Mackenzie. So, yeah. Oh, you guys are saying to answer the phone. I don't want to be rude. Yeah, so Chelsea is pretty happy that she was able to pull this off. And now we officially have our final three, Chelsea, Mackenzie, and Cam. So then once that was established, it was time to walk down memory lane as the house guests sat in front of plates of fancy food. It's like The Bachelor. I don't think they actually ate the food until like later on. I wouldn't want to eat the food at that time either because first of all, they're like filming you talking. So you don't want to be like, oh my God, remember? You don't want to be Timo. But also like they were about to be going into part one of the final HOH competition, and you don't want like tons of rich food in your stomach when you're about to do that. So anyway, I digress. Okay, the first topic of the walk down memory lane dinner, as it should be, was Angela. Woo! The star of the season, baby. They really highlighted Angela's Jennifer Coolidge impression, which I have to say was spot on. Very amazing. Love it. Iconic. Yes. And I believe she has dressed up as Jennifer Coolidge for Halloween in the past. So well done. They didn't touch on Crazy Eyes at all, I guess, because they already brought that up again in that other recap show after the Olympics were over. So they don't want to like beat that storyline to death, right? But man, she had some wild moments this season. You know what we didn't see either? Her confrontation with Lisa, which was blocked completely from the feeds. We saw them like about to get into it. I mean, this was like early on. They blocked the feeds. Then after that, we like weren't allowed to see Angela on the feeds for a while. It was really weird, but I guess that's just never going to see the light of day. So I don't know what was said during all that, but ooh, it must have been bad. Next person that they were discussing, the other star of the season, Tucker, right? He was really out there. He was all blah, blah, throughout the season. He also just played such an unpredictable game, which was also what made him so special. He really broke the mold this season. Chemo called him an amoeba. He meant like an enigma. It happens, right? Then we got a segment about the outrageous veto meetings this season. I almost feel like some of these recruits didn't realize the veto did not have to be used every week. Like there was the option to just leave the nominations the same, but the veto was used every single time except for once this season, which is just unheard of. Like I never thought that this would be the case. But not only that, like a lot of the ceremonies were super entertaining because people were trying to like have their moments. We had a lot of influencers on this season, so they were kind of like trying to have their TV moment, leave their mark, and they certainly did that. Then we revisited Cedric versus Tucker post POV ceremony. This one was wild. This was definitely one of the top confrontations of the season, and my biggest takeaways from this fight, even after seeing it the second time, are the way that Tucker was ending like everything he said with dog, like you lying to me, dog. The phrase "the truth will prevail, mother effer," which he said multiple times, and also how convinced Tucker was that Cedric never warned him to use the veto on himself. And then we got the flashback again. We got the receipts again. Big Brother saved them for taxes. We got the receipts that Cedric did warn Tucker ahead of time. Tucker just was not listening. So yeah. Anyway, it was very entertaining. Then we got a segment on Brooklyn's conspiracy theories. She does not believe that the moon landing happened. She doesn't even think that we've been to space. This is a quote. Hamsters are a conspiracy no one talks about. She's wondering, when have you seen a wild hamster? She thinks that they were generated in labs. They're real. They're out there. What would be the point of creating hamsters in labs? That's what I need to know. Like, why would they do that? Why would they spend funding on that? I don't know. But I really would love to know how deep some of these conspiracy theories go for Brooklyn. I want to know what else is going on up there because, wow. That's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, we also got to see a segment about young Cedric, an American sitcom. This cracked me up a lot because honestly, a lot of times when I was working on the spoilers and like catching up on live feeds, I did not watch a lot of the young Cedric content because number one, I had very limited time trying to like catch up on everything and make sure I was getting these things out to you in a timely manner. So a lot of times I skip some of the fluffy stuff like that. Also just the fact that we don't have flashbacks anymore, right? It's hard to find that stuff and watch it. But anyway, the discussion about like an after school special type episode where Cedric finds a body that was insane, and I would love to see that episode actually made with, of course, Tucker as Cedric's girlfriend, Brooklyn as his mom. Like, it was funny. So it was nice to see this because I didn't really like watch a lot of that on the live feeds as it was happening, but I do remember like reading about it. But it was funny to see it all actually kind of play out a little bit. Then we got a segment about Joseph being Delulu. He really fancied himself this season's Dr. Will. And I will say he is one of the few people that was on this season that actually knows who Dr. Will is, knows about his gameplay and all that. But I would not say that Joseph was playing a Dr. Will style game. Part of the reason why Dr. Will's game was so successful is because he is one of the most charismatic people they have ever had on this show, right? So he can get away with a lot of stuff that other people cannot. And Joseph did not have that same charisma. But he did say so much work being the mastermind. Oh my God. Side note, I am pumped to watch Dr. Will on Deal or No Deal Island. I didn't watch the first season, but I will go back and watch it because I know that Dr. Will is going to be on season 1 or season 2. Have to see it. Also, the way that Joseph would go around and tell people that he thought he could beat them in the end. And he was saying, like, I think I could just go to the end of the season without winning any comps and win this whole thing. Absolutely insane. But I feel like from what I've seen, Joseph's been handling himself well postseason, so that's good. All right, moving on. We got the diary room segment. Yes! Whoever is clipping their nails in the diary room, though, needs to go to jail. Like, that's jail time because that's disgusting. No, we're moving on. We finally got some acknowledgement on the show that whenever Mackenzie has a mirror in front of her, she is looking at herself. Thank you, Rubina, for pointing that out because she seriously has been doing it the entire season. She'll look over one way, catch herself in the mirror, and be like, even if somebody's like talking to her, it's wild. We got to see Angela's laughter turn into tears in the diary room. That's my girl. Everybody was leaving those tears in the diary room, though. Like, everyone was a part of that segment. Yeah, I mean, the show brings it out. Then there was a segment on the pranks and scares that have been happening this season. It's not really my thing. I'm not into that. Rubina was one of the head scarers. I have to say, though, I do enjoy when they do the slow motion sounds when they replay the scares, and it's like, bleh. That's one of my faves. Then we got to see some of the clumsiness and falls from this season. As I mentioned earlier, the best one was Mackenzie falling up the stairs. Again, we know she's okay, so we can enjoy it. Her biggest concern was her hair, right? She's okay. She's like 22, 23, whatever. So a fall like that, she's not breaking a hip. But she did break a plate, and her food and her coffee went on the floor, like down to the first level. That was insane. Okay. Also, just seeing everybody else's faces in the background, like Quinn and T-Core being like, one for the record books. Okay. So then we were treated to a second diary room segment. What? I feel like in the past, the crying and the requests and all that were wrapped up into one thing. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But this time we got 2 separate ones. Hell yeah. So this one was all about the different requests that people had. And like some of them were kind of boring, whatever. But then I did notice that Lisa was asking for like farmers market food and Whole Foods chicken. And she was also asking for Impossible Meats, which, woo, shout out to Impossible Meats because they actually are delicious. I'm still not sure if Lisa is vegan or just eats a lot of vegan food. I don't know, but like, I gotta say, I can never be on the show for a lot of reasons, but one of them is the food situation. Janky week aside, when they had to eat only ice cream and pizza, no, not for the whole week. But just in general, like they mostly have like junk food and like freezer foods, which is okay every once in a while, but like eating that all the time would drive me insane. That's my my TED Talk. Okay. Then we saw the segment on the showmances. They highlighted Mackenzie and Matt. I can't. I'm sorry. I don't want them to get together after this. I don't think it's good. But she said that they're going to see what happens after. I will say looking back on that clip that they showed, she did seem like kind of into him. She only knew him for like what, 10 days or something, and then she trash talked him for months. And then she was only convinced that she liked him again when Chelsea told her, "You like him again." So I don't know about all that. We also saw Tucker and Rubina when they were like making out for Quinn, Chemo, and Joseph. All those guys were cheering. And when I see this, I think back to how paranoid Rubina got after that, being like, "Do you think Tucker's setting me up? Like he's trying to get the guys to target me by making out with me in front of them?" That was exhausting. The paranoia stage of that showmance was exhausting. But anyway, then the last bit of this walk down memory lane dinner was the song of the summer. Remember the good times that we had. Remember the love and food and laughs. I'm so sorry. I'm sick of that song. I can't. They sang it so many damn times. But I will say, in this context, with like the video clips showing what happened this season, I thought it was cute. I will allow that. They had all the verses, everybody singing all their parts. That's fine. But like, I think what really bugged me about this song was the way that specifically Chemo and Rubina, to a certain degree, were so focused on writing this song. They were more invested in writing this song than they were in playing the game. Like they were not having game conversations because they were working on the song. So that was part of what really annoyed me about the song. But anyway, moving on. Dinner over. Cheers to the dogs at the crib, right? It was a fun season, I have to say. So then it's back to business. The house guests start hearing like on the screen in the living room. They get a video message from season 16 winner, Derek, and it seems like Chelsea was the only one who recognized him. Are we surprised? I think this season had more recruits than ever. Chelsea has been classified as a super fan this season, which no way in hell. But I guess compared, no offense, but like compared to everybody else that was on the season, she's got a basic knowledge of the show. So I guess she's a super fan. So anyway, Derek said, "I don't have much time. I had to go back undercover. The government recruited me to take down Ainsley because she's just too powerful." So he said, "It's up to you guys to take her down from the inside." And he said, "The human race is counting on you." Uh-oh, we're screwed. If it's down to these three, we're in trouble. Yeah, so then the show ended with the beginning of part 1 of the HOH competition. And the house guests, it was an endurance competition. So the house guests had to fly their aerial assault bots, which I think was actually pretty sick. They had to fly them to sever Ainsley's power source. So these like assault bots that they were in were like moving. I didn't realize it was going to be moving. So they were like moving forward, they're moving back, they're like leaning forward. So you really had to like hold on. They had these bars that they were holding on to above them, and then little platforms that they were standing on. So like I mentioned the other day, it was almost like a reverse wall where instead of like holding yourself back against the wall, you have to like push yourself against that bar to try and stay up. So yeah, the winner of this competition will be moving on to part 3 on finale night. The two losers will face off in part 2. And I guess also those other robots on the ground, we're going to be hitting them with like paint and goo and whatnot. So that's fun. But yeah, that was it for the episode. The finale is tomorrow night. Yay! Just a reminder, make sure you're voting for America's favorite player. It's going to be a 2-hour finale. It's going to be action-packed, right? Okay, so if you are only watching this for the episode recap, you're going to want to close out because I'm about to get into spoilers. So thanks for watching the episode recap. Now we're getting into the spoilers. You've been warned. All right, so when we left off yesterday, the table was set for the finale. The house guests had already played the first 2 parts of the final HOH competition. Part 1 was the endurance I was just talking about from the episode. Chelsea won that. She advanced directly to part 3. And then, excuse me, part 2 was Mackenzie versus Cam. So I'm still not exactly sure what that competition was. I know it involved some sort of a puzzle. Because Mackenzie mentioned, oh, Cam has never been good at puzzles. He said he's not good at puzzles. Apparently, he's still not good at puzzles because Mackenzie won and she killed Ainsley in the process. No, our blue diva. First Janky, now Ainsley. I know she's evil, but couldn't they have like put her in jail or something? Live to slay another day. Yeah, so Cam, because he lost this competition, he can no longer bring himself to the final 2. He would have to be brought there by Chelsea or Mackenzie. So Chelsea and Mackenzie, on the other hand, are going to be facing off live in part 3 on finale night. And this competition is traditionally questions about the jurors' game stats. So you still got to have that knowledge of the season up there. I hope they didn't like delete all their memories about that stuff because it's probably going to come in handy again. Okay, so let's get into it here. It's really hard to say who Chelsea would pick for final 2 if she wins the final HOH. Because yesterday, after the competition, she was telling Mackenzie, oh my God, we're both going to be in final 2. We are the most deserving. You know, we won so many competitions, whatever. We fought our way here. We deserve to be there. It's going to be 2 women in final 2. It's going to be 2 believers in final 2, Julie. And she's like, we're both going to be walking out to confetti, right? Final 2. Chelsea was even saying she thinks maybe Cam threw the competition because he thinks that they would both take him to the final 2. I don't know if she's just like saying this or if she actually believes it, but why would he think that, Chelsea? I feel like that's almost kind of a dumb thing to say because it's implying maybe you're telling Cam that you would bring him to the final 2. Why else would he think that? I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but like, I don't think that's a good thing to say. Also, I don't think he threw it. I think he's just been really bad at the competitions. Yeah, Chelsea and Mackenzie are both saying that they are going to give each other props in their final 2 speeches. We'll see about that because we've heard some of Chelsea's speech prep, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. But anyway, later, Cam and Chelsea were chatting in the bathroom. Again, it's just hard to say what she's really going to do. Chelsea was asking Cam, who do you think the jury would vote for out of the 3 of us? And Cam's like, I think you're pretty much set to win as long as you don't blow it on your speech. He says you would have votes from T-Core, Chemo, and Rubina. That trio is going to be voting for you. And then you're also going to have me or Mackenzie, whichever one of us is in the jury. Chelsea seems to think maybe not Rubina. She thinks maybe Rubina would vote for Mackenzie. It's hard to say because Rubina could definitely be influenced by T-Core to vote with her for Chelsea to win. But it does seem like Rubina had a tighter relationship with Mackenzie based on her post-eviction interview. But anyway, not Mackenzie. Cam says he thinks if Mackenzie wins the final HOH, she will bring Chelsea to the end. So he tells Chelsea, you're pretty much set. Like, you're going to get to the end. I mean, I do think this is true, but like, is Cam just not playing anymore? I feel like this is his opportunity to put doubt in Chelsea's mind about going to the final 2 with Mackenzie. She might be planning on taking Cam anyway, but why not like reinforce that? Make it seem like the jury might vote for Mackenzie over Chelsea so that Chelsea would then want to take Cam to the final 2. I mean, just like try, right? I guess he's just not thinking about that. I don't know. So Chelsea tells Cam she is going to try and win this HOH so that she can take him to the final 2. I mean, she's making promises to Mackenzie and Cam. I would not be shocked if she threw this final HOH competition. It'd be risky for sure, but I do think that Mackenzie is planning on taking Chelsea. But I also just think Chelsea does not want to have to choose between the 2 of them because then somebody might be a little upset with her. I don't know. So yeah, who knows if she's going to throw that or if she's just going to go for it. But Chelsea's asking Cam, what would you say in your final 2 speech? And Cam's like, I don't know. I guess I'd talk about the moves that I made And yes, he did use air quotes. He's not feeling super confident about what he'd say. He's like, I guess I'd just probably make it funny, make it entertaining. But like, what would he actually say? Like, what moves could he put on his resume? I don't know. There's not much there for him to argue. I mean, he was part of some things, right? I mean, he did help Chelsea to convince Mackenzie to use the veto and get rid of Leah that 1 week, right? He was definitely a part of that. But like other than that, I don't know if he had like a lot of stuff that he could take credit for here. I think that was really Chelsea's move, right? And he was just kind of in there for the assist. But yeah, I think he would just try to like have fun with it. So then Cam is asking Chelsea, what was your biggest move this season? And honestly, Chelsea spilled. She gave Cam some major ammo. She says her biggest moves were when she wasn't in power. She's like, oh yeah, I was controlling Mackenzie's veto wins and HOHs. Oh shit, did she really just say that? Is it true? Yes, she obviously did. But you're really going to say that to Cam? I mean, Cam could just go ahead and bring that information to Mackenzie. Would Mackenzie necessarily believe it? No, she'd probably spill about it to Chelsea, and Chelsea would like undo all that, whatever. But still, like Cam could try, right? And try to make sure that if Mackenzie wins, she would pick Cam instead of Chelsea. I'm just really surprised that Chelsea left the door open like that, giving Cam that ammunition to use against her. Again, I don't think Cam is going to end up telling Mackenzie about it, but just the fact that she like even gave him that chance, right? That's a lot. I think she's still looking forward to that potential rap party makeout with Cam. So that's where we're at right now. Thank you all so much for being here. And I want to give a special thanks to our super chatters today. Let's see who we got. I actually have to leave in like 10 minutes. I'm going to my little cousin's birthday party today. But let's see who we have here. Maintenance Chick, thank you so much. And Maintenance Chick says, many thanks to you and Janet for all of your efforts and entertainment. Much love. Thank you so much for watching. It has been a very entertaining season. So I'm glad that we were able to be a part of the experience for you guys. Shane Wright, thank you so much. We really appreciate you so much. Laura G, thank you so much. Laura says, great season and great job. Thank you. Yay. Thank you for watching. Travell K, thank you so much. And they said, thanks for making a good season even better. Love your awesome facial expressions and opinions. Thanks. We'll miss seeing you every day. Here's to next season. Oh, thank you so much. I do want to remind you guys, we also have a vlog channel that we post on 2 to 3 times a week. We do like 2 regular vlogs on Mondays and Fridays, but we're also working on putting out crochet videos. If you guys are interested in that type of content, we will definitely be focusing on that a lot. Now that Big Brother is ending, we do our live streams on Thursday nights on the Madrosed channel on this channel. We'll probably take next week off. But yeah, we'll be getting back into the Thursday night live streams. And then hopefully we're going to be doing some stuff on our vegan channel as well. So all of that is linked somewhere on this channel. I think it's in the info for this as well. So we hope you'll join us for some of that in the off season. Sean Davis, thank you so much. Sean says the crying montage was hilarious. I know, right? It always delivers. Joseph's delusion segment was ridiculous. I was laughing at MJ falling up the stairs, but I would be mad if I dropped my food. I know. I'm still hoping Chelsea wins. I mean, I think you're going to be happy because it seems like it's hers to lose, right? I think she's going to pull this one out, but you never know what's going to happen on finale night. But it's looking good for her. And Terrell K, thank you again. She also says, and thanks to Janet too. Of course, right? She's the star here. Watashiwa star. She makes this whole thing so much fun. So I'm very thankful for her as well. But anyway, I do have to go. So thank you for being here. I will be doing one final spoiler for the season tomorrow, probably sometime in the afternoon, I would guess. But we'll see how it goes. It depends on what time the feeds go down too. So, and of course, we will be recapping the finale episode tomorrow night. So thank you all so much again. I will see you tomorrow. And until next time, Much love. Bye, everybody. Bye.